Why hello everyone, we here at Gktech have missed you immensely, and after taking a bit of a break from video creation, we're back baby. Coming at you with our Z33 350z V35 and G35 polyurethane transmission mount. Since we took a break, we have a new cool thing to replace something that we all miss dearly already, that being our ZAC shimmies. Videos will never be the same, but we do have a shiny reflection giving Lazy Susan to showcase the goods in the literal best light possible. Let's mosey on over to the first in a set of features this sex unit has, being the main body is crafted from the finest 6061 T6 aluminum, aka the metal of the gods. And it's also an OEM replacement, so no need to change, modify, press out, or burn anything out of your car. Now this heavy duty hunk of burnin' love comes in two flavors, diet and full-on USDA prime fat. You can have the softer 70 Shaw, less hardcore race guy red bushing, or the 80 Shaw. I will 100% give you a case of Swelbo if you shift me like the Honda kids do in all those videos black. We will be installing the Honda Kid Black version today because we do indeed like to party. Now, snatching this thing off of our laziest of Susans, we can now move on to installing it in this install video because it is what it is, because it is. Starting off by hiring your tall buff friend to hold the trans up or use a trans jack like a real human being. Zap off the cross member bolts on each side of the body, meandering the exhaust over to get your socket in there all snug like. Then head over to the bolt going through the cross member in the middle of that, attached to the mount itself. Loosen and remove that, then get it out of the way for now. Once gone, we shall reveal the support structure behind your every shift, every clutch kick, every neutral wiggle. Your very own Japanese half-hollow floppy Rubbermaid bushing containment device, or the JHHFR-MB-CD for short. It's sitting there practically begging you not to take it out, but you being you, you don't care and do it anyway by removing the two bolts holding this sad little piece of history up. Plopping both of these onto a bench, you can see that it's all out of support, being the little hollow thing that it is. Having this in your life would be like getting counseling from a goat, which doesn't make any sense at all. What does make sense, however, is that the bottom of the OEM mount shows you it's directional, meaning this can only be fit one way, which brings us to the ultra supportive, ultra smexy Gktech version that can also be only fitted one way, as you can see by how we have it on the screen. The front of the car would be at the left shown here. Now, as advertised, and not to lead you astray, you will have the choice to swap between diet and full-on hardcore flavors. To change between the stage 1 and stage 2 diabetes, pop the bushing into a supportive structure such as a vise, grab your favorite long and or strong punch and a thwacking device, line it up, and smash those guts out. Now on the bench, pry those hardcore mamma jammas out using a screwdriver or anything else that's flat and pointy, and you'll be left with nothing but a hollow shell, just like my soul. Grab the red diet flavored bushings, and maybe toss in a little bit of lube at this point like we didn't show, then finger press those little red bunions of love in and move on. Grab the center insert, and for sure, without introducing any kind of sexual innuendos of any kind, gently and consensually spread that lube all over the little 3-inch shaft of love that could, and slide that big boy into the red hole. Grab your thwacker from earlier and drive that sucker home harder than Tiger Woods cheating on his wife. And that's all there is to swap between a firm, I understand how many teeth are in each gear my trans has, and the softer, I can't believe it's not butter settings. We prefer to feel our synchros wear out in real time, so we will be sticking with the hard as black units. After our main man, David Copperfield, swaps him over, of course. Now head back to the car and plonk that thing up into its spot, making sure you have it installed as shown on the screen. Now your gearbox may be missing the old JHHFR-MB-CD, but it shall now rejoice in the amount of love and support and proper counseling it's always wanted and or needed with the Gktech unit. Now hand tighten the bolts down, as you are bolting a steel bolt to an aluminum gearbox, so strippage is not something you want to accomplish here, I promise. Now once you did like we told you and not zap them down like we did anyway, grab the most accurate tool in your arsenal and then grab the torque wrench instead. Torque these two bolts down to the specs shown right here on that screen. Grab the cross member and toss it back up onto the mount, lining up the one hole, then smashing the bolt through and torque to the specs shown right here. Head over to each side of the cross member supports and bolt the bolts back in, tightening and, you guessed it, torquing to the specs shown on your very screen. Now you, your buff friend, and your gearbox can rest easy at night knowing it can handle every mistimed well-timed clutch kicked or misshift you can throw at it with grace and ease. We normally cut to a sweet pan of the bushing installed and looking super pretty, but Nissan saw fit not to allow that, and you can't see shit. And here we are panning across some ugly undercarriage, so let's show a video of Zach and I drifting in New Mexico instead. It's mucho better. And this is us, the three amigos that put these vids together so you too can have the support of a push-up bra behind you almost every single step of the way with tender loving care. If you can't do this, have a pro do it for you, please. And if you get stuck for some reason or lost internet connection during the video, send us a carrier pigeon with an email to this address, and a real human will answer. This has been Officer Dan, Johnny Caps, and Hot Springs are for the boys, Zach, with another Gktech How To. Peace.
Oops, missed.